Woodbridge needing his reflexes to get out of the way of that. Nesta serving 6-5, well, Knowles serving 5-6. He's just told Woodbridge to have served an ace. He served several service winners.
Shaky return there by Woodford. It's another aspect of contemporary doubles that players tend not to serve the percentage game quite as much. If they've got big first serves, they tend to go for them. Not that he was hitting those serves particularly hard, but generally speaking.
Ooh, that was an error. That would have made 30 all. And put a lot more pressure on Knowles, who's got 3 double faults in his last 2 service games.
Yes, the easiest volley would again have been the one down the middle, but the opening was there, and he certainly should have made that with his skills.
Well, I might have tipped a tie break, but I wouldn't have tipped it with 4 breaks of serve.
No, not at 5-2, I wouldn't have. Played 3 tiebreakers in their career meetings, and Woodbridge and Woodford lead 2-1.
Woodbridge to serve. And there again, Nesta moving up to the attacking position.
Well, that's one of the reasons I was suggesting Knowles should be perhaps trying to strike a few hard hit, which he certainly can, straight at Woodford, but not doing that there. But Woodford again back into tentative mode.
And now, as happens in doubles in the tiebreak, a player has to serve from an end that he doesn't normally serve from.
Yes, and perhaps not what you want to see your partner doing. Knowles hitting the ball into the net in anger. Nesta having missed the volley. But Nesta probably quite used to his explosive partner by now.
Yes, Mark Knowles from the Bahamas. Not a country associated with tennis, but for the last 3 or 4 years they've had 2 decent players. The other one is Roger Smith, known as Slinger Smith, now well into his 30s. He's gone slightly off the boil, but certainly had some good wins in his time.
Yes, Knowles could in fact have played for Great Britain. I think his mother that is English, but choosing to play for the Bahamas.
Don't say that around a Canadian. They're still sour about Greg Rusedski's decision to play for Great Britain. Yes, the lob wasn't high enough.
Yes, and having been lobbed once or twice, Woodbridge just a little more prepared for this, and also it's a slice lob, so it's climbing all the time and just that much slower than one hit with a bit of topspin that Knowles had applied.
Woodbridge is only 1.78 meters, so there's a bit more margin for error to try and lob the smaller guy.
Oh, that was a shocking first serve by Knowles, almost predictable, the double fault. Really, this is just handing the set to your opponents on a plate.
4 double faults for Mark Knowles individually, 5 for his team. He was the one that was hitting the ball in anger when Nesta missed that volley.
Well, he's only got himself to blame with those doubles which really let the Australians in. They were all over them, frankly. And having just come off a tournament win in Indian Wells, Knowles and Nesta, I think, would have been flying. And they won that first set easily, or this first set easily. A wonderful teamwork there. Nesta striking first with a good two-handed return, but Knowles' skills very evident there, close to the net.
Yes, an entertaining point which got the crowd going. 5 of the 8 points in this tiebreak have gone against the serve.
Nesta caught in no man's land. Slightly lofted shot from Knowles, and Nesta, standing where he was always going to be in dangerous territory.
3 set points for the Woodies. The first 2, though, on Daniel Nesta's serve.
Well, you can see from Knowles' reaction, having won the point, he's still thinking about what should have been.
Good serving. Well, 2 set points saved. This one is on Woodford's serve. He's wearing a sweatband, which is not the same make as his shirt manufacturer. Not quite sure what the shirt manufacturer's got to say about that. No doubt you're paying him a fair bit of money to wear that shirt. Oh.
Well, it can be a difficult one to fend off that. The hard hit drive, it's a bit like fielding at one of the sillies and trying to make your catches. That was hit so hard, and I wonder really whether it was going out, but I don't think Woodbridge could have got out of the way anyway.
Well, it doesn't get much closer than this. 6-all in the tiebreak. That's a very good serve from Mark Woodford.
Yes, a most unexpected kicking serve. He's not known for a great kick serve, but that one got up nicely. Really caught Knowles on the wrong foot.
4th set point to the Woodies. That's enough. And again, Knowles is not a happy bunny. But they can only blame themselves, Knowles and Nesta. The world's top pair take the first set on an 8-6 tiebreak. into the corner.
Beautiful play all round by Woodbridge, really. After the net cord, he had plenty of time. And it's one of the disadvantages as far as Knowles and Nest are concerned, having two players at the baseline, because he pushed it so deep, and then marvelously deep smash as well. Well, I say variation, and yet I'm a great believer in hammering away until the opposition tells you to do otherwise. If you win points to one side, keep going there.
Some people in the crowd thought that they'd levelled for 5-all. Might yet happen. It has now. As we hit the hour-and-a-half mark. It's a shame that more people haven't stayed.
Yes, it is.
This
doesn't encourage them, does it?
No. It's a much more competitive match than the women's singles final. Which went to Martina Hingis for the loss of just 3 games in less than 3/4 of an hour. Knowles, 5-all.
Yes, and he was really so far back, I think, putting that extra little bit of concentration into getting the serve in. All these double faults, so he's really been digging a hole.
He's certainly in one now. 5-all, love 30, and there is set down.
Drops his left arm and drops the head. And that's very good when your partner is suffering, just to try and take a bit of the pressure off him, and Nesta wisely and with very good hands here, because that was not an easy shot to play.
I didn't miss by much.
Or Woodbridge lob if he gets one on the backhand.
5-all, 30-all. Not a double fault, please.
Great skills from Woodbridge, digging it out, coming inside the low backhand, forcing Nesta to use 2 hands on the volley.
Yes, Knowles has got to watch his concentration here, because they're still very much in this match, but he mustn't let it go now. Point for 6-5. You never know, they could sneak the set 7-5 or on a tie break.
Well, I've seen Knowles make those sort of shots. He's got that sort of talent.
Yes, he overwent for it, really, didn't he?
Yes. But lovely all-round skills from the Australians, really keeping down low, not playing with too much power, just pushing the ball here and prodding it there.